Okay, I know what the title says, but I need to, address this first. Team Sonic Racing. Like, I'm so glad that Crush 40 is back with us. Like, you don't understand, but Crush 40 was the band, man. It's a band that brought us all together with amazing Sonic song after amazing Sonic song. And they're back. That's already a good sign.
But that's how franchise revivals. That's how they work. They're really just excuses to get people who don't do anything anymore to get back work again. So hey, Crush 40, what are you doing? Come do this.
I mean, it's what they're known for at this point. Despite not making a Sonic song for about 9 years. Oh my god, it's been 9 years.
Yeah. I mean, to be perfectly honest, talking about Sonic very quickly, it looked cool. It looked a little weird how the cars kind of all looked boring, but other than that, it looks cool.
I mean, that's kind of what the All-Stars Racing thing. There's not a lot of, well, from what I remember, there's not a lot of specific customization, just alternate carts that you unlock later. So those are the base carts. I say carts, but they're cars. Cars.
Yeah, it's a kart racer, but it's with cars.
Yes. But yeah, now on to Ubisoft. Firstly,
And I liked Ubisoft. I would probably say that they had so far the best conference.
really, do we want to put up a comparison chart for what happened last time? Just to see where good things happened as opposed to bad?
Oh no, I think Ubisoft was probably better last year. But I would say
I think
the
you're
only
one of the few people who
they
think that.
Now I'm seeing people who say that. Well, who knows? But I think people are saying that the only people really competing right now are Microsoft and Ubisoft.
And
I mean, there
Nintendo
are people
Soft.
who liked. A lot of people liked Sony's conference for some reason.
Really?
So
Literally everybody else I've seen just like that was a load of disappointment. But we'll get to that when we talk about Sony.
we will get to that. Oh my goodness. Beyond Good and Evil 2 looks awesome, but I know nothing about Beyond Good and Evil 1.
I
So I don't know
do.
the context of anything in this.
I do. And I have a thing to say. First off, they're a bunch of liars. Or backpedalers, or whatever. Because this was supposed to be a prequel way before, but here is Jade, the main character from the first game, and she seems younger, because, well, she doesn't have boobs, or whatever. It's like, that was actually very jarring. I was like, oh wait, prequel. But wait a minute. Just like, once I saw her, and just like, wait, she seems way younger. I was like, oh yeah, prequel. Wait a minute. This was supposed to be a prequel much, at the time way before. What happened to that? And so, yeah.
Yeah, there's some confusion apparently, because some people are thinking it's not a prequel anymore, but I don't know that.
Not only that, but I learned that the person who's working on this is the person who's in charge of Rayman.
That's good.
And no, that's not good, because I think people basically, of course I'm gonna check sources again, but I think people basically reported that he said after he's done with this project, he'll really get it back into Rayman. And this is going to take forever.
You're not going to see a Rayman until like after 2020.
Exactly. Just like this is going to take forever. At
It's
least I know that if
freeze
Rayman
this
comes out,
presence.
it's going to be great, but I have to wait forever.
Yeah, it's like when Retro was doing Tropical Freeze instead of Metroid Prime. Even though Tropical Freeze ends up being fantastic, so that's good.
Yep.
So the game, there wasn't much gameplay other than, and this is something we'll say about pretty much every game going forward. There wasn't much gameplay other than the main character walking through a town.
Yeah, but I kind of like the banter at the beginning, though. That was pretty nice, and I do like Paige.
The writing is very good. The trailers are very good. So yeah, it looks interesting.
It's weird how a pig is cooking chili, but I'm not going to talk about it.
It's so I'm just looking at a picture of the pig right now, and it's very well rendered.
Yeah, and he's a cool guy. Everyone likes Paige.
Oh, that's good. So, speaking of Rayman, I thought he was going to be Rayman. And I
What?
was like, yeah,
What was
Rayman,
going to be
I'm going to
Rayman?
be justified. Donkey Kong Country,
Oh, that.
X Rabbids. Yeah, I was like, ooh, Rayman, that's cool. And Kirkhope. Oh, they're going to tease Rayman at the end. Oh, they didn't. Oh well.
Here's the
I mean, I
thing.
don't mind. I just expected it.
Here's the thing. You expected that. I didn't because I saw just DK Rabbit's trailer and saw that I didn't expect Rayman at all. If they put in like a Rayman cameo level or whatever and tease that, then that would be great. But I'm not sure they're going to do that. And speaking of that
Well, yeah,
trailer,
it's
the
different.
editing of that trailer at the beginning was all over the place for some reason.
The problem, and that's the thing, where with you're watching things in post and I'm watching the actual event. Grant Kirkhope came out to play the music for that trailer live, and because it was so hectic in the beginning, the beginning of the music playing was so weird because it wasn't really they were barely playing music. They were pretty much just making sound effects of what was going on. And yeah, the trailer was busy.
It got better near the end, but just like that was kind of badly done at the beginning. It was not that what the things were in the trailer, but coming from somebody who likes flow and beats with how he edits, just like how I do that all the time. Just seeing it be all choppy with just like switching topics like really quickly and then going back to one and then going back to another one and not explaining what was in this scene or why this scene is important and just like, guys, I know this is like DLC, just like whatever, and rabbits are wacky and stuff, but this is almost incoherent. Just like you could do better than that.
Yeah, I mean, especially since this is a beloved franchise now, people like this.
You say franchise, but
I guess it's just one game and some DLC, but you know that they're not going to get rid of this. So they're going to do more with it because Miyamoto now works at Nintendo.
you want to say that again? Try it again.
I mean, I messed up my own joke.
Yeah, good job.
Miyamoto now works at Ubisoft.
No,
I mean,
your joke not only
Nintendo.
sucks because my joke is superior. I'm saying Miyamoto is slowly taking over Ubisoft from the inside.
Yeah, but that can't. Well, that could be it too. The thing is, because you can tell that, and someone said it and it's true. Nintendo and Ubisoft. Nintendo's like, we don't get much third-party support. Ubisoft's like, wait a second. So we can be the big major third party on Nintendo's console? Sign me up. We
And it's
get
doing
to
well,
use characters with-
Starlink Battle for Atlas.
Yeah. They're getting a lot of cool things, so I mean, they getting to use characters they like. They get to use. I'm assuming they're much more available. Nintendo's characters are much more available to them because Mario and Rabbids succeeded so well, and I'm assuming Star Fox is going to succeed as well.
I mean,
So Nintendo's-
depends
next year
on
we're
the
gonna
control
get-
and how things go. Because Star Fox Zero was cool, but apparently a big problem with
Well,
controls and
it's
mechanics.
not a Star Fox game, so it's just a regular airplane game that you can play as Star Fox in.
Yeah, that's true. Well, I guess
One of
since
the
we're not
games
on since it's not on the Wii U, they don't have to worry about that kind of control issue.
Yeah, there's that too. Because that's the thing where, basically, yeah, as long as the game controls fine, then Star Fox controls fine by default. So next year we're going to see Link in Ubisoft franchises. For Anna,
No, we're going to see Wario.
we're going to see
That's going to be the new Wario Land.
an Assassin's Creed set in Hyrule. That sounds amazing. Well, but you'd have to be like Twilight Princess Hyrule.
Oh, right. We were also supposed to be speaking about. Well, I wouldn't say supposed to be speaking about because we're really only talking about what interests us. We're not going to cover everything.
Yeah, I
And
mean, I
Assassin's Creed
thought
looks like Assassin's Creed. I really don't. Well, actually, no, it doesn't look like Assassin's Creed. That was like weird because I'm looking at this as like, this is Assassin's Creed. Are you sure? Not in
the
a,
thing
oh,
is
this looks
that
good or this looks
Assassin's
bad. It just
Creed
looked
kind
weird.
of abandoned its formula. I mean, they barely care about the animals anymore. They pretty much said, yeah, forget all of that
I
nonsense.
mean, nobody cared about that. Almost everybody I've spoken to hates that part.
Yeah, so they pretty much just shifted gameplay into something else a bit, and people love it. Like ever since Black Flag, I think it was Black Flag, um, Unity, not Unity. Unity was one nobody liked. There was Black Flag. What was the one last year or this year?
There was like some Egyptian one.
Origins, and then so yeah, Black Flag Origins and this one. They're like, yeah, this is what people like, let's do it. And people do talk about it's like Ubisoft borrowing from their own franchises to bump up all of their franchises. And like, what works there? And just let's put it everywhere. And it's cool.
Well,
I think it looks cool. The world. I'm wondering about game worlds now because game worlds are going to get so big that the fact that they get bigger won't be a draw, and they can't make them bigger, and they can't make them more varied because they're already as varied as they could possibly be.
yeah, but there's also the issue of time. With all the stuff they're shelling out for a game that's just people are going to buy. No one's going to buy it because it's the newest, hottest graphics or anything anymore. So it's just like those type of times are long gone. So you need to decide how much effort is actually worth it to put things to look all great, and how much effort is
But
put
that's
for
also the
quality control.
problem. That's also the problem where games they're gonna learn in a year or so that not every single game can be a massive open world game because no one has the time to beat all of these games. No one has the time to play all of these games. So many of these games are just gonna get left in the dust.
Yep, and that's going to be a lot of work and time in rendering for details that nobody. That's exactly why back when everybody was harping on Sega for back when they didn't really deserve it that much. I'm like, guys, you're rendering like this huge, you're rendering like this huge level in 3D that we're speeding by, and just like, yet when we stop, it's not like everything is low poly. When you look at that, you're just like, nobody's appreciating the details here. Just like because you're just speeding by them. It's like, and it's sad. Same with the whole open world. It's like you're not going to see everything. Most people just stop after a while. And in that point, a lot of things should be DLC, where you just work on that kind of stuff and expansions later. Maybe pepper it up so that it does, because you don't necessarily need to put it in tandem with the game anymore. But just like put a good amount on quality control, some special stuff, and don't make things as big as possible. But they're not going to listen
If
to
they
us
don't,
until
if
something happens.
if they don't make things as big as possible and don't make the game as drawn out as possible, they won't be able to make as much money as possible.
Yeah, well, drawn out on it, especially considering there's so many people, and I hate that I'm kind of joining that group in a very small way, but still, it's like there's so many people where they play games and they just like have these shelves like, I haven't touched this or this or this or this. In my case, it's specifically because I don't have the time because I'm constantly working on a whole bunch of other stuff by myself, so I don't have the time for it. But everybody else who does these gaming stuff more so for a living and a hobby, it's like even they don't fully, and not everyone's going to be the completionist here.
Either way, Anything else you found interesting?
Nope, that's all the stuff in my notes.
Let me see. I found everything interesting, really, but nothing that I think I'm gonna get much talk out of you with. Skull and Bones. Well, I hear people say it's very different from.
Isn't every? I think people are tired. I thought. Well, it's gonna be funny when we get to Kingdom Hearts later. In the Sony talk, but I'm just like, aren't people tired of the pirate aesthetic? Because we've been getting a lot of that lately.
Tired of what?
The pirate aesthetic.
I mean, maybe, but it's only like two games that actually center around sailing. And to see if.
Well, no, I mean lately. Like
But-
lately in terms of years.
Yeah, and that's what I'm
'Cause I
saying.
remember quite a few.
You're probably assuming. And it's dawned on me. This hasn't been that long, anyways. And this is how bad it was. Square Enix's presentation. We can also talk about that for a couple minutes.
Oh, right. The Kingdom Hearts trailer that they showed had Braig in it, and that was cool.
No, they, and it's insulting. Like, Square Enix, and maybe they're honorable for doing this. They killed their own presentation just to pump up Microsoft and Sony. Microsoft did not need to announce Kingdom Hearts 3, and they did not need to show that footage. That trailer.
Also, Sony got the way better trailer for the the game that everybody would go to Square Enix for at
and
this
that's
point.
what I'm getting.
Which is weird.
Square Enix gave Microsoft their trailer to show first, so that once we saw it during Square Enix, which, like, we've seen it in Microsoft already, and then they gave Sony the better trailer. So they gave themselves the worst trailer, and then gave that worst trailer to someone good before them. It's insane. And they gave Microsoft
Either they're incredibly haphazard, or this is some very long game plan that we're not completely aware
No,
of
their
the full
game plan
scope of.
was Microsoft and Sony paid them $10 billion each because they want to have a better conference. The thing is, they gave Microsoft the Just Cause footage. They're just like, they didn't save anything for themselves. And what's weird is that it's like everyone expected it to be an hour-long presentation.
Wait a minute, what happened to Final Fantasy?
Not Final Fantasy 7 is the only.
Yeah, that thing. Didn't it get completely remade from the ground up because of issues?
They announced a Monster Hunter crossover with Final Fantasy Online. Just
We already know that Lincoln's going to buy into it.
Oh yeah, he will. But that's just so stupid. I mean, yeah. But what I was saying is that they everyone seems to assume it's going to be an hour-long conference. It ended up being half an hour. At the beginning of the conference, they're like, check out for something near the end, and I was like, ooh, what's at the end? And then they just showed a trailer we already saw, and you're like, oh.
Well, it was slightly different, just slightly.
Yeah, and then it just ended, and it's so weird. Like, yeah, people say that, wow, someone managed to lower the bar, someone's worse than EA, and then Sony's like, hold my beer.
Oh, remember, we're saving that for a different video.
But we'll get to Sony next.